When I first started exploring underwater caves, the darkness was all-consuming. Fear was a constant companion, whispering doubts in my ear. But as I learned that the fear is not something to be eradicated, but it is a guide to keep us sharp and focused, keep us prepared. I think of pioneers of old, those brave souls who sailed the uncharted seas and crossed untamed mountains and ventured into territories with no promise of return. They faced the unknown with nothing but their wits, courage, and an unyielding desire to discover. Each dive into the unknown requires meticulous planning, relentless training, and a deep respect for the environment in which we venture. Each dive is a journey into a world where few have dared to go, and the risks are high, but the rewards are immeasurable.
The goal is, for me, is exploration. I mean, we get to go into an unknown area and ley line and survey, map this unknown area and continue to expand the unknown. This cave has not been pushed for probably over 30 years. Our goal here is to try to lay some line in that tunnel and see where it goes.
We're ready. Everybody set. Just go.
To go.
Randall is down there.
Randall's down there to film.
Okay.
So the habitat is about a 5x5 cube. The habitat has a PVC structure that folded down, and that went in as a sleigh through the entrance, and then we were able to unfold it, put the structure for the roof in, start inflating it and reinforcing the members and whatnot.
Maybe we can have us a habitat we can make our decompression a little more comfortable.
In those silent, submerged cathedrals, I've found not just beauty of the unknown, but a profound sense of purpose. We are the modern-day explorers, driven by the same curiosity that propelled our ancestors. We are writing new chapters in the book of discovery, one dive at a time.
Well, today we took a trial run at the restriction at the bottom, which is at around 285 feet deep. There's a restricted area with a lot of flow coming out of it, and it does take a little bit of practice to go through. I made it through without too much trouble, except when I got on the other side, there was some loose line that got sucked up into my scooter prop.
Yeah, that thing, I went through, and then there's a loose line on the other side, and I ran it all up in my prop.
And so I had a little bit of an issue there sorting that out. Zach had some issues, however, going through, and it took him a couple tries to get through, but he did get through. Then we decided maybe Randall better take a try at it, but without the camera.
Yeah. It's going to be hard getting the camera through there on the scooter. That's a lot of drag.
Yeah.
So it's become apparent that we're going to have to change how we film on the other side of the restriction because there's just no way to get that big camera through. Another issue that we encountered was that the 40-foot habitat, the function of it wasn't right. We had issues with it.
This isn't going to work.
No.
I don't even think it's worth setting up the scrubber.
So that would make a really long decompression very uncomfortable. So we're going to have to do a little bit of redesign work and come back on that one.
Luckily though, we have Fernando here and he's got a biological element to this. He was able to get some samples today that he will be able to do genome testing on and determine if this is an isolated system or if this is tied to a larger area.
Hi, I am Dr. Fernando Calderon Gutierrez. I am a marine biologist and I am specialized on underwater cave fauna biology.
We are going to extract the DNA from them. That will allow us to see if this species has already been sequenced and it is in one of the
main focus on fauna that is fully adapted to the caves. So this is fauna that you will never see in a river, in the lake. They will be usually like blind, they tend to be white. So their whole life will be in the darkness of these underwater caves. So a lot of this fauna doesn't even have a name. Think about if this species is only living in this cave, then we are talking about a species that it is under high risk of extinction if something happened to the water in here. And then we need to remember we are part of this ecosystem. Without a healthy environment, we will not be here.
Another note on the biological aspect of it, we were exploring in Roaring River, which is over on the western side of the state, and there's a huge aquifer in between here and there, known as the Springfield Plateau. And we know that Cannonball Cave is in the Springfield Plateau. So if the genomes match close enough to the Roaring River species he took, then we'll know that the Roaring River is also attached to this Springfield Plateau.
So my name's Zach. My position on the team is to run the Nemo tool. When we clip it onto the line, it takes a compass heading and a depth. And then as we run it along, there's a little wheel inside that counts the distance as we go. We can just download it right into our maps program and have a digital readout of all the measurements we took. And we get a line map when we get out of the cave.
Coupled with that, we had another issue with several of our safety divers got called away early and was going to leave us short-handed to bring out the 30 plus tanks we needed to bring out. So we decided to utilize them today and get those tanks out while we still could easily. So we'll leave the push for another day.
To anyone who dreams of exploring, who yearns to see what lies beyond the familiar, I say this: embrace your fear. Let it guide you, not stop you. Prepare yourself thoroughly and respect the unknown. Push forward. There are still stories to be told, discoveries to be made, and horizons to chase. We are writing new chapters in the book of discovery, one dive at a time. And in the end, it is not the absence of fear that makes a true explorer, but the courage to venture into the unknown despite your fear.